Jana,
Hey,
we're talking about some Canva things today.
yes, Canva hacks.
Is definitely out of the ordinary for us lately that we might talk about software.
Yeah, it's true. We usually are talking about either Pinterest or content strategy, but sometimes we
Yeah,
foray into related things. And I know we both use Canva all the time.
all the time.
Obviously, if you're a Pinterest marketer, you use Canva a whole lot, I'm sure. So a lot of people who watch this channel who are Pinterest marketers are going to love this live, but also we'll be talking about some tricks that we're using for other social media too. So
Yeah. So we're both not in our normal locations.
correct.
You're
Just
in your
coincidentally,
co-working. Yeah.
yes, I'm in my co-working space today. I
And
know you're, yeah.
I'm in an Airbnb in Las Vegas, and my view is the ugliest row of houses I've ever seen.
Oh, bummer. I thought you were going to say you could see like the Eiffel Tower or something.
So this Airbnb is gigantic though. So there's like 5 bedrooms. So I'm just like upstairs hidden away in one of them.
Nice.
And I'm on my laptop, so I hope everyone can hear me okay, because
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Like
Yeah.
it's
You sound great. You sound
a
great.
laptop and a dream, okay? That's what's
Yeah.
going on this week.
Yeah. It's so funny you're saying that because this morning when I left my house to come here because our house is being painted, it's so inconvenient, but I'm going to be excited when it's done. I was thinking, like, how grateful am I that I can just grab my laptop, grab my charger, make sure I have my earbuds, and like just like go and do my work. I've been like as efficient here as I can be anywhere. It's really amazing that we're able to do
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that in my near future that I will be doing something similar
Yeah.
for a while until I get my feet under me. But
Yeah.
um well, let's talk about Canva hacks.
Mhm.
So you have one, and I brought a few.
Yeah.
This one is something that you've been excited about. So
Yeah. No,
tell me
you go
about.
first. I only have one, so you have
Okay,
to go
fine.
first.
I'll go first. Okay, so this is for sure the millennials that are listening. Okay, when I was in school, there was this feature in the Microsoft like universe that you could use. Now I can't remember if it was in Word or Paint or where it was, but you could make like stacked like letters, and like you could make the words like a worm or
Witty.
something,
Uh-huh.
wavy. You can make them do like all these fun things.
Right.
Anyways, Canva has introduced a feature where you can make like really fancy um, lettering, and it just looks so cool. And I haven't tried it out yet, but I saw it the other day, and I really do want to give it a go. And I don't know, it just looks fun. And when you're designing Pinterest pins and you're trying to, capture the attention of people, um, it might be a fun way to give it a try. I think it's called Type Extrude, and then there's also another one called Type Warp.
Type extrude and type warp. Okay, cool.
Those are the names. You can add depth and dimension to your text, or you can create warp effects
Hmm.
with your text. So if you're making some Pinterest pins and you're looking to make them fun and funky,
Hmm.
they also have another one. I'm looking at it right here called Text Maker, where you
Hmm.
can actually make your text stand out even more with different effects. So there's just they've introduced so many new little apps that are right inside of Canva. You're already paying for them, and you can just like go in there and make your pins look fun. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, that's so cool. I would imagine those might be cool too for YouTube thumbnails,
Thumbnails. I didn't
which
even think
I
about
always accidentally call toenails, but uh, it's so weird and gross. But yes, they're called thumbnails, Jenna, not toenails. And one thing I'm wondering about is on YouTube, because on Pinterest, we know that the AI can read the text overlay. So we might want to be careful with using a tool like that if we want to make sure the AI can read the text overlay. So maybe we use it for a word that is like an extra word instead of a keyword, for example, or something like that, or maybe for our branding or something. But then have like the keyword be like in regular, really easily readable text if you really want to optimize, which, we usually do. Is the AI able to read the thumbnail on YouTube as well?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
So
think
just,
YouTube's smart enough.
yeah, like it might be fun. Okay. So just an example. Let's say I was going to use it for the thumbnail for this YouTube live. I could do like, like we know Canva. I don't know if Canva hacks is being searched on YouTube, but let's just say, for example, we know that we found out Canva hacks is a keyword on YouTube. Maybe
Mhm.
we could do like, um, like Canva hacks in regular script or regular font, I should say. And then maybe up at the top, we could say like three new in like the
Yeah.
fun script or something, because the three new is not the keyword, right? So it would
Yeah.
be like three new and they're really funky, which would be cool because people like that word new kind of like stands out.
Yeah.
And then it would just say Canva hacks in like big, bold, easy to read for the human and for the AI, not warping it, just, easy to read like font. So that might be a good use of it to find that balance. Same thing
Yeah.
on Pinterest. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Mhm.
On Pinterest, some other ways that you could use that would be creating pins with the call to action and using the fun text for your call to action. So like
Oh, I
shop.
like that. Yeah.
Something
Shop now,
that
read the blog. Yeah.
something else that you can do is you can actually make your own animations now. And I
Mm.
know this isn't part of our Canva hacks, so I'm adding it. You used to have the standard list of animations that you could do. So it
Mm.
was like swipe, rise, like fade in. Those are like normal. You can actually make your own with your mouse. So like you can
Oh.
click and drag and you can make your own animations. So you could do this in a multiple different ways. Like if you wanted to make like a squiggly, shop now, read the blog, like new, new,
Hmm.
new, 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 whatever. You could
Yeah.
also then add like an animation on top to make it like
To like make it almost look
pop
like
in.
a ticker tape across the top or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, that's a cool idea. That would
Yeah.
definitely get attention. And so that would be, you'd be using that if you were downloading it as a video, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. I love it.
Okay.
I'm going to give
So
it a shot.
new text features inside of
Yeah.
Canva.
Yeah. Fun. Okay. Do you want to hear mine?
I want to hear yours.
Okay. So it replaces this thing that we used to do a lot. Some of the old Pinterest, the OG Pinterest girlies who come and listen to our channel will remember us doing this a lot because, it used to be back in the day when Pinterest pins were vertical and like way back before like Instagram Reels and Stories, everything was square or everything was squatty. And we were like, we don't know how to do like vertical and all the images are vertical. And it's so hard to like find images that are horizontal and we'd be like starring horizontal images and stuff. And then one day we figured out this idea. I remember that like duplicate and flip technique, which I still
Mhm.
do sometimes, where you take the image, let's say the image is like square or maybe a little taller than square, but it's not like filling up the whole Pinterest pin size image, which is still like
Mhm.
1,000 by 1,500. You could, if there's little room at the top, you could just duplicate the image and then flip it upside down and then that way, and then line it up with the image below it. And that way you've got like this exact match up at the top. So let's say like I take a picture of me and there's like a bunch of like trees behind me or greenery of some kind, like leaves, and there's not enough room at the top for like the text overlay that I want to put on the Pinterest pen. I could duplicate it and then flip it upside down and line it up with the image below it so that now the green leaves like match up perfectly and it's like seamless. And unless you were really looking closely to see if you could see it,
Mhm.
an average eye wouldn't notice, you know what I mean? That like, oh, it's
Yeah.
the same leaves here as it is above, right? Because they would all like line up perfectly. There'd be like no seam, right? So these days, so Canva, I don't know if Canva knew people were doing that or what, but they created this tool which I've been using, and it's still in beta, but I really like it. And it's not perfect. They keep saying like whenever I use it, like let us know if this is working for you. If you get weird results, let us know because they're testing it.
Yeah.
Um, but it is called Image Expand, I think. Let me just make sure I'm getting the right. So if you're highlighting an image and you go to edit under Magic Studio. It's like the fourth one over, no, the fifth or sixth one over, and it's got a little ladybug and it's called Magic Expand. And so basically what it does is you can put the image on um, your design and then go into the Magic Expand and it will automatically create, obviously AI does it, an expanded part of the image. So you can do this if you're like sitting there with like that green leafy background, or maybe if you're like in like a background. Let's say you're doing a background that's like that has like that line right there that you kind of want to make sure is still in the image so that it doesn't look like, oh, that just got like cut off or something like that. Or like I've got this kind of textured yellow stuff going on over here. Um, so if that was in the image, it would be easy enough to expand like the texture. But then what's also cool is when you hit the expand button, especially if the image like I have this one image of me, it's a brand photo, sitting at a little table with my laptop, and on the table, it's kind of a classic image, is like a couple of books and my coffee
Mhm.
cup and like something else, like a little vase or something like that. So the AI obviously can see what the context is of the image. Look at you. Vegas is
Oh,
Las Las Vegas is happening together. So the AI obviously can see that like I'm sitting at a table with my laptop and my coffee cup. And so when I hit Magic Expand, it gave me like four different options. What is funny? What is going on?
I just did it. I just did the magic expand while you're like explaining it.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh, okay,
oh,
yeah. Did it give you something funny? Because sometimes it gives
finish.
you weird stuff. Because okay, I'll finish and then you can tell us what you saw. Okay. So it gives you four different options, and one of them is just like a plain extension of the texture behind you. Oh my God. And for me, when I did that, I don't even, I'm crazy, like interested to hear what you got, but it gave me like a couple of different plants as options. And then if you don't like the four options it gives you, you can hit like generate again, and it'll give you four new ones. So you can keep doing that until you get something that works for you that you like, or maybe doesn't look weird because apparently you've got something that looks really weird. I've gotten a few things that looked really weird. You tell me your weird story, and then I'll tell you one that I got that was really weird.
Show you. I'm just gonna show you. I have to.
Okay. You're gonna share your screen? Oh my God, here we go. Okay. All right. But you see, that's creepy as all get out. Okay, but you see, the other ones are good. The other ones it gave you like the one in the lower right hand, the
Thank
one in
you.
the lower left hand corner is really good because it gave you like that blank space there. The one in the upper right hand corner is good too. It gave you, I would choose the one in the lower left if I was doing a Pinterest pin because it has the least amount of like distracting stuff at the top to put my text overlay over it.
Oh my
Um,
God, it gave me a dining table and food.
Oh yeah, it did. Ew, gross. Okay. Well, okay, that's not gonna work then. Yeah, so just hit generate new results and see what happens.
It put me in a kitchen.
Okay, it gets a little strange apparently. I did one where I was like in Miami and like a cityscape behind me. And it was only like I was trying to get it to continue. It was like you could see like half of like a skyscraper of like with all
Mhm.
these like it was like a residential condo in Miami, so it had all these little decks. And then okay.
That's a little bit better.
Yeah,
Um,
a little bit.
I
But
only have
if you
three
think about
fingers.
it, if you put a text overlay or a box over it or something, you're not even going to notice. It just expands it so that you're not like
I
having
don't know.
to.
I think that first one was a winner. So
It was freaky. It would get attention, that's for sure. But when I did that with the Magic Expand, it with the city thing behind me, it
it
was like,
worked.
well, so the half of the skyscraper was normal, but then the rest of the skyscraper was all like dilapidated looking. It was like it looked like the metal had like melted. It was so crazy. So sometimes it doesn't work so great, and it really depends a lot on what the image is. But I will say it is saving me a lot of time right now. Like
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with a way to expand one of my images to make the header image on my website. And I just hit Magic Expand and it gave me an expanded texture. And then what I did is I actually ended up putting just a simple black and white like gradient over it as well, just to kind of like blend it a little bit because it wasn't like a perfect blend. But it was really good. And I didn't have to do that like flipping thing that sometimes works, but sometimes doesn't because you might not have
Yeah.
enough like runway basically with it. So I think the tool is going to just get better and better. I hope. But
I hope.
so far, I've really liked it a lot. I've been using it a lot to good effect, and it's saved me time in a couple of situations. So I like it a lot, even
Yeah.
though it can be a little weird sometimes. It gets creative.
Well, it did say when I put the image on and I selected it and clicked Magic Expand or
Mhm.
whatever, it did say, like, warning,
Right.
images with people and faces may not be represented well or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So, I
Something
mean,
like that.
it told me
It gave
like
you the heads up. Yeah.
there's fair warning here. You might look goofy.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
I thought it was pretty good overall.
oh my goodness. Okay, so when you brought this up, Magic Expand, I didn't know that's why you were using it.
Oh.
See, I thought you were just using it to like bring the image. This shows how much I used it. Like I don't use this at all. But I thought the expand feature was just to like basically auto fit the image to the canvas,
Oh
not
yeah. No, I mean
really
you can just
like
drag. That's easy to do, right? You just
yeah.
drag it. No.
So I just have never used
Mhm.
it because I just thought that's what it was doing. And I was like, oh, I can just do that on my own.
Right,
In
right.
fact, I don't ever do that actually. I use frames. So I I just prefer to like drop the frame in and then drop the image in. That way, if I don't like the image, I can
Yeah,
hit
and then
delete
right.
and I'm
Yeah.
not starting all over with
Mhm.
dragging and pulling the image all around. So
Right, right. Yeah, I can
that is
see how.
definitely a nifty feature. You know who I think is using this well is Teresa. I'm pretty sure Teresa's been using this
Mhm.
feature because she was telling me about how she had been testing out using it on one of her clients.
Mhm.
And back during Christmas, she was trying to take the product that her client sells and add like a little bit of like Christmassy decor or something into it. And I
Oh,
wonder if she was
oh,
using
that's interesting. That's a really good
one of
idea.
those magic
Right. You could do
functions to
like
do
the
that.
same
I don't know if
product and it
using
could
it
be
to
like,
expand, but
yeah, I don't know if when you use expand, if you can choose like
yeah, so her,
Valentine's Day or if you can choose Valentine's Day
let's
or
just say like her client,
St. Patty's.
say her client's Crown Royal,
Yeah,
and
nice.
she has these glasses on a table.
Right.
She was basically putting like garland and
Yeah.
stuff around it to make it
Yeah.
look Christmassy.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
Her
a
stuff
good
actually
use case
looked
for it.
phenomenal, but there were no people in it, so she didn't get
Yeah. Yeah,
up
maybe
to
she was using that tool.
one ponytail Heather.
Right. I don't even think that was you. I think it was like some random image. I don't know. It was so weird. I could see why you were like peeing your pants laughing because it was really
Oh my
funny.
God, that was so funny. I honestly wish I would have kept, well, I have the video now, so I can clip it and go
Mhm.
put that on Instagram Reels and
You
tell people to
can.
watch the full video.
Yeah. Great. I love it. Super
Okay,
cool. All
my
right.
next one is related to design again as
Mhm.
well. And I think most of these are actually design hacks that we have
Mhm.
this week.
Oh yeah.
Um, I really am liking the gradient feature on creating Pinterest pin backgrounds.
Hmm.
I've been using that gradient create, and you can basically just, instead of using the gradients in the elements library where you could add them and then change the colors, you were really stuck
Yep.
to two colors the same direction. You couldn't change anything else.
Yep. And if you wanted
So
to change the direction, you'd have to like delete the gradient and start again with another one or right or
yeah.
tilt it or something. Right. Hmm.
So what this will do is it allows you to create custom gradients, and so you can add your colors into from your brand kit, but you can
Yeah.
also change the direction,
Hmm.
change the flow, change the starting point.
Hmm.
It's really very nifty. And if you're
Yeah.
making any
Yep.
sort of images or backgrounds or
Mhm.
images for sales page, anything like that, I think it's a really nifty way to
Okay. So
add some interest.
let's say I'm making a Pinterest pin and maybe I already removed the background of an image of me because the background's not going to work for the pin or I don't like it or I've used it already and I'm trying to do
Yeah.
something new, right? And then, so maybe it's an image of, it could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be me. I'm just like obsessed right now because I got brand photos done and I'm like, every image is of
There's
me. Just as my
so
husband,
good.
I'm obsessed. So the background, I would basically go into where I would normally choose a color for the background. And instead now I can choose the little gradient button. And then once I'm in there, I can choose the colors for the gradient and like all the different things that you pointed out. So that's where you can access
Mhm.
that, right? Yeah. Really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's hundreds of different ways you could use this. You could use it for social
Mhm.
media images, Pinterest
Mhm.
images. You could use it for sales page mockups. You could use
Yep.
it for backgrounds for your sales page because your sales page doesn't let you add that block in there that you really want. You could
Mhm.
create buttons with it. So one thing that
Is
I actually am going to try to do is make a gradient button for my sales page. And then you download the image on a transparent background and then
a button like
I'm
a
going to pull it over onto
CTA
Show It
button. Oh yeah,
and add
nice.
it on, and that's going to be the button. Because what I've noticed is, so I currently am on lead pages for my sales pages, my
Hmm.
landing pages, but they increased their price by like 125%.
Hmm.
So I'm moving all of them off and I'm putting them on Show It. Well, Show It doesn't have the same feature set in a lot
Hmm.
of ways. It's very
Yeah.
flexible and you can do a lot of things, but the gradient buttons are something I've always used on my sales pages.
Mm.
I feel like they make a difference with
Hmm.
clicks.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways, that's one way I'm going to use it in addition to like social media images and things.
Yeah, I love that. Is there a place to, once you create the gradient, can you save the gradient so that you can use it again? And next time you want to make that same gradient, not have to go in and choose the gradient, choose the brand colors, choose the, customization.
So the way that I would do this, because I don't actually know if that's an option. So I
Hmm.
actually have a methodology I use for this
Hmm.
same thing.
Hmm.
Um, Open the project file from the previous project and just add it onto the design that you're working on.
Oh yeah,
And you
because you could
you
just
don't have
copy and
to,
paste it, right? Or you could just literally
yeah,
copy and then paste. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah. And then you don't have to redo anything. So I save, I work in folders and I try to organize things as well as I can.
I
In
do
Canva.
not. My Canva's a freaking disaster zone.
I will say, oh, another a little hack that you should employ,
Hmm.
Jana,
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
you have way too many brand photos to add them to your main brand kit, but you can add multiple
Hmm.
brand kits
Hmm.
and then add all of your brand photos into your brand kits. What I
Hmm.
have done, because I actually did this before Canva released photos in brand kits, is I just uploaded all my brand photos to Canva in a folder and
Yeah,
I
that's
have
what I
them
did.
saved. And
Yeah.
then, yeah,
Yep. That's what I did. I have one for my brand photos, and then I have one with some of mine and some of yours for YouTube
perfect.
thumbnails.
I actually downloaded all of our workplay branding Dallas photos into a Google
Hmm.
Drive.
Yep.
Um, I actually need to go add yours in there because I had downloaded yours and then I had started uploading them all, but then
Mm,
the upload failed.
mm,
And it was when it started the series of your photos,
mm.
it
Oh,
started
thanks a
failing. I was
lot.
like,
Thanks a
what's
lot.
happening here? That's my internet. That's how reliable it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, those are good ones. So, wait, there's the gradient, and then you were just talking about, oh, add being able to add brand photos to the brand kit
to your
itself. Yeah.
brand kit
Yeah.
directly.
Yeah. I had a client who did that, Cass. She had all her brand photos in her brand kit, but I'm not sure what the benefit of doing that is over having it just in a folder that's just
It's
called
in
like
one
Jenna
place.
O, 2025 Q1 brand photos or whatever.
Yeah, so it's just in
Mm.
one place. You are limited to a certain amount of photos. I think it's like 250 photos in your brand kit total. So you have
Yeah.
to create multiple brand kits or folders. So that's
Yeah.
just annoying. So
I've
it's
been putting it in folders. I find that easier, but
the only reason that you would do the brand kit over folders is if you don't have that many brand photos and you want them all in one easy place where you don't have to then go to your brand kit, add your logo, and then go
yeah,
to a folder and add your image. So it like reduces the steps.
right, right.
That would be the only benefit.
I have a folder with all of my like brand elements. So it's like textures and logos and things like that, like all the different versions of the HLC logo, all the different versions of the Jenna O Media logo. So that's all in one folder. And then, and I think my old brand photos are in there too, because I only had like 5 or 6 from the last shoot that
Mhm.
I really liked. But then this time I just did a whole folder because there were just so many of them. So, which
Yeah,
is such a nice problem to have.
it is a nice problem to have. I have mine in a folder and then I have four folders inside. So I have white background photos, I
Yeah.
have laptop photos, I have just Heather photos, and then I have
Hmm.
note
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah. Cool.
So mine are broken out.
All right. I think if I'm correct, I think you have one more bonus hack for us that you wanted to
I
share, right?
do.
That's not really
Yeah.
design related, so to speak, but it's going to be a really good one.
Publishing. Yeah, it's publishing related. So Canva is
Hmm.
being incorporated into more and more publishing tools. So
Yeah.
publishing tools meaning like Metricool, Later, Planoly, those schedulers that we're commonly using for scheduling our Pinterest pins.
Yep.
Canva's being incorporated into more and more of those, meaning the API between the tools, they're sharing, they're connected, and you can design in Canva and then go to your scheduling tool and pull it right in, or you can just go straight to your scheduling tool, design in there, and then pull it right in and schedule it. So it brings the suite of Canva tools right inside of your scheduling tool, which is so fantastic. I know
Oh,
you use Later,
I
right?
do. Yeah. So tell me how I would do this. I would go into later and then I can pull in my Canva designs instead of having to download them from Canva and upload them to
Yeah.
later.
So each one is slightly different. So if I'm remembering Later correctly, you go in to create a post, and then
Hmm.
in the create post functionality in the menu down towards the bottom or on the
Hmm.
right or left, I can't remember the placement. There's a little Canva logo,
Hmm.
and you click it, and it opens your Canva account inside of Later.
Nice. This is
So
going to
you're
be
not
really helpful.
downloading and uploading and then clogging
Yeah.
the computer with more stuff.
Question. Is
Yeah.
it still like the other tool that you use where you only can do one design per, like if I have a design that has like 8 pages and they're all different Pinterest pins for one blog post, will they
No.
all get pulled into later or is it just going to pull the first one?
So you choose which one you want to pull in.
Okay, so you can choose which
I
of
think
the
you
pages from the
choose.
design. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, because you're starting with like a blank Pinterest pin, for example, inside of Later, and then you
Yeah.
open Canva and you apply the design that you want.
Hmm.
So my advice here would be to do your design outside of the scheduler because
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
take some server lag and time to get it all to do what you want it to do, right? So
Yeah.
what I would suggest doing is design it in Canva and then go into your scheduler tool that you use that has this
Yep.
connection and then
And
pull
then
it
pull
in.
the design in. Yep. Cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try that later. Cool. Later.
Later and later. Well, that's what we have for you guys this week. We did get a bunch of lives scheduled, and by we, I mean Jana did. And we are
I got
super
sick
excited.
of hearing myself say, we really have to do some content planning. And I'm
I
like, you know
know
what? We're gonna get it done.
we're scheduled through the end of April, which is super fantastic. And kudos to Jana. Everyone give her an applause.
Thank you.
Uh, all the
Thank you.
topics are fantastic. So next week we're chatting about should you start a Substack? And
We have
Jana,
some very strong opinions about it, so we'll
Jana
be
has some
sharing them.
opinions on this, and I do too. Um, so I'm excited to chit chat about that next week. And of course, I'll be home next week. So, you know,
Yep. And I'll be back in my office, I hope.
yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see you all then. I
All
hope that you
right.
have a great weekend.
Thank
Um,
you.
Gotta get back in the actual
I
live.
hope you have a great rest of your trip there
How do
and
you?
safe home. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you
No,
hang
you
up
hang
first.
up.
No, you hang up first.
I gotta get back into the right library thing here. Haha, here we are. Okay. That's it for now. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
All right. We're done.
We're out. Okay.
Cool.
All right.